But the propaganda battle had another side, as nations competed in their claims to be using atoms for peace. More and more power stations were commissioned.
Many years ago, our first knowledge of atomic energy came from a horrible explosion of a bomb that killed hundreds of thousands of people. No one imagined at the time that the atom would one day start working for people. This happened in the Soviet Union at the first nuclear-fueled power station not far from Moscow.
The Soviets built 13 power stations in 8 years. Many were close to major towns: Smolensk, Chernobyl near Kiev, and Leningrad.
The Lenin nuclear power station in Leningrad. Each of its 4 turbines has a 1 million kilowatt capacity. All the equipment is Soviet-made. The station is absolutely safe for personnel and for nearby residents. This is where the power workers live. No dust, no smog, no soot, and a powerful nuclear power station nearby.
In the West, a trusting public accepted the proposition that nuclear power could take over from other fuels.
Formed in the deep recesses eons ago, our oil is being consumed at a heart-sickening rate. We must develop more natural resources. The nation needs more nuclear power plants. Reactors have proven to be safe, reliable, economical.
The public was persuaded that investment in the nuclear future was essential. Billions of dollars were spent building power stations. By 1980, 260 reactors were in service in 24 countries. And billions more were still being spent on the nuclear arms race. Each side now had thousands of missiles waiting to be fired at each other's cities from deep silos.
Guidance and Channel 6. Warhead.
Each new system was more complex than the last.
Re-entry. Arming and fusing. Channel 7.
But as the costs rose and the Cold War thawed, the superpowers realized they had to call a halt. In 1987, Gorbachev and Reagan signed an arms reduction treaty.
Our peoples, for too long, have been both the masters and the captives of a deadly arms race. This situation is not preordained and not part of some inevitable course of history.